welcome to the podcast. And on the podcast, we've got myself, Gary Hawksworth, the chairman of Steel Bones, Emma, the director. We've got Wendy, Danny, and Colin, who are all family mentors. And then we've got Rachel, who's our extraordinary volunteer coordinator. Today, we're looking at our family mentors and the invaluable work they do to support our members. What does a mentor actually do? Can someone explain that for the listeners?
I will. I'll start off. A family mentor is a person of contact for a family. It's their one-to-one contact where they can contact them by phone or email for support, advice, or just a chit-chat.
Right, so it covers quite a few things then. And if someone has really serious questions, does that mentor deal with them? Or if it's something more specialist, do they get passed on?
If we can't answer it ourselves, then we will do our very best to find somebody who can.
All right, okay. So you're the primary point of contact for someone who needs help within Steel Bones?
Yeah.
Brilliant. And could you tell us, Wendy, a little bit about how you became involved with Steel Bones and mentoring?
I became involved with Steel Bones. I went to the prosthetic centre when I got my leg. Up on the wall there was a poster that said all about Steel Bones. So I got home, phoned them up, and somebody enrolled me. And they said about the celebration day that was coming up. So I went along to it, booked a ticket, went along and met the amazing Emma. And having worked at the Citizen Advice Bureau before, I asked if there was something I could volunteer with. And Emma just went, yes. And the rest is history.
Right, okay. And I think we're all different. Danny, was yours a completely different route?
Yeah, no, I similar sort of story to Wendy. 3 years ago, I had my first amputation. 2022, I had my right leg amputated, and I see the poster in the prosthetic centre, and I signed up, got a phone call. It was actually from Wendy offering me support, but I was actually in a really good place at the time and didn't feel like I needed the support at that time. So I said, no, I'm good. I've got a real good support network around me. But it wasn't until the year after, in 2023, when I had to have my second leg amputated, that I really leaned on Steel Bones for the support, advice, and just an all-round community, basically. And then after a little while, I decided to, after going to the gym in Cambridge, decide to get myself involved.
All right, brilliant. And Colin, I know your story is different again, isn't it?
Yes, mine is. I wasn't in a very good place when I found Steel Bones. It's rather complicated. I found it. My stepdaughter's dad's son played football with Emma's boy, Eddie, and yeah, we just sort of got introduced and went from there. Really, just went along to the fitness club and then started my journey with Steel Bones, and it absolutely changed my life because I was sitting in a chair doing nothing, didn't want to do anything, didn't want to engage with anybody, and yeah, here I am now, family mentor, and was the chairman and on the board of trustees. So yeah, I haven't looked back since.
Wendy, do you get a massive amount out of being a family member personally to you?
To be perfectly honest, it's a privileged role to be in, to be able to say to somebody, you're going to be all right. Yes, it's going to be difficult. There'll be good days and bad days. But what we also say to people is that it's what you make of it now. This is your journey, and you can either go full steam ahead or you can just take things really slowly. If you want a leg, fine. If you don't, that's also fine. It's whatever people want. And to be in a position that you can actually help somebody and to actually help change their life, it's just the most rewarding role ever.
All right. Do you find that as well, Danny? Is that?
Yeah, there is that slight, feel of satisfaction that you've helped someone along their journey. Like, if it's even like just a shoulder to cry on as such, or, I use my sense of humour for a lot of stuff, and I just have a laugh and a giggle with some people. Some people it's not the best for, but some people enjoy just a chat. Like Wendy said, we offer support in advice, benefits, all sorts of services that we offer. But I think sometimes it's just a little chat that they appreciate.
Yeah. And it's kind of a problem shared is a problem halved, isn't it?
Absolutely.
It's people need to know they're not the only one going through those issues, really.
I think it helps sometimes when you speak to them on the phone and they start asking questions, you explain to them that everyone here is either an amputee or has a family member that is an amputee. It's saying that they can relate.
So the role's open, isn't it, to amputees and to amputee family members who've supported amputees through this process, really. Colin, could you tell me what a conversation with a new member is normally like? So for everyone's information, when someone joins Steelbones, we try and phone them up just to introduce ourselves and see if people need any support. Do those conversations involve, and what kind of things do you pick up, Colin?
If they're a new amputee, there are obviously lots of questions they want answered, because, as we all know, you just get given a pair of crutches or a wheelchair and get sent home from hospital, where they've got nowhere to turn to, they've got nobody to answer their questions. So, when they make that first call, there's lots of questions they want answered. And hopefully, as I think Wendy said earlier on, if we don't know the answers, we can find out what the answer is, do a bit of research, and then go back to them. They are just, at the end of the conversation, they're just so grateful to talk to somebody and get pointed in the right direction.
Wendy, how do you think amputees feel after losing a limb? Are a lot of them lonely?
I think once they've come out of hospital, they are completely isolated. A lot of them suffer with lack of funds because they may have lost their job. They have housing issues. They can't claim benefits for 3 months in case your condition changes. Don't get me going on that one. But also the fact that they do feel very much on their own. And that's such an important thing for all of us to do, is say that you're part of a big family.
Brilliant. Obviously, it's a really trusted role being a family mentor. How do you build that trust with someone that's going to be sharing, kind of the issues they're facing, the big issues they're facing in their life at the moment?
I know I'm different from the others. We're all different. I always start off when I first call somebody with obviously introduce myself and say, welcome to the family we never thought we'd be in. But we're all here to work together to support each other, and you're not alone. And then it just goes from there, asking what difficulties they've got, if they want any help. I don't make light of life as such, but I try to put some humour into it to make it feel more normal.
Okay, brilliant. Danny, how do you decide what kind of support someone needs when they come through to you? Because obviously some people, I guess, like yourself, when you had your first amputation, fly through the first bit and then hit problems. Other people really struggle from day one. How do you kind of decide what kind of support to offer?
You can sort of gauge it from their mood when they first phone up, the way they are with the way they speak to you. So you can sort of gauge what sort of conversation you're going to have, so what route you're going to take them down. Whether it's, you speak to them and say, would you like advice on this? What can we help you with? And we also say to him, we are here for you, but we're also here for your family. We are to support all of you.
Brilliant. Thank you. And whilst you're on, Danny, and I was going to ask this to everyone, can you share a moment where you felt you've really made a difference to someone? Obviously, don't share the names, but if you could provide an example, that would be really helpful.
It was actually this morning. We had a voicemail left over the weekend, and it was somebody's husband that she was phoning up about. And just that actual initial, and he actually was one of my families, so it worked out quite well this morning that I got that message. But it was just actual him having the initial talk. It been feeling quite down and lonely, and once we started talking, he opened up a little bit more about his struggles, and reassured him that everything was going to be okay. And I think by the end of it, we was both having a bit of a giggle and a laugh at the end of the conversation. So it was just good to, lighten the mood and talk about the things that were going to struggle. And I shared my struggles that I had, which reassured him a bit more that he was talking to an amputee that's had the struggles as well.
Brilliant. Thank you. And Wendy, do you have an example?
I do. It's a lady who, at the beginning of the year, she'd lived with a leg, her foot that had been constantly infected, never healed, and she was getting married in July this year. And through a lot of conversations, and I explained about my journey as well, she took the courage to say to the consultant she would have the amputation. She knew it would have to be done, but she finally made her mind up to have it done, and she had the amputation. And I spoke to her as she recovered really, really well. And I spoke to her many weeks after, and she was in tears saying that I'd changed her life. And I said, I haven't. So I get emotional thinking about her. I said, I haven't. You made those decisions. I was just there to hold your hand.
Brilliant. So have you seen people change from the first call to later in the journey? I guess that's a definite yes, isn't it? Can you help everybody? You
can help people who want to be helped. Some people don't want to. And that's their decision. You get the very up for anything, very gung-ho, and you get the ones who are happy not to be helped. And sometimes, you'll start helping somebody and then they'll just disappear off all traces. And again, that's their decision. And we just let them know by email that we're always there for them whenever they need us. It might be in a year, it might be in 3 years. But they've always got our phone number and our contact details.
So people kind of can be doing fine for a while and then all of a sudden something hits them and it sends them off the rails.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
And vice versa. You can have people who we never hear from, and then out of the blue, you'll get either a phone call or an email, and they are now needing some kind of assistance.
Okay. So one for Danny, what advice would you give to someone who's just becoming amputee or a family member that's supporting someone that's just going through it?
I think a lot of it is you've got to realise that things are not done quickly, unfortunately. So set yourself small goals, small achievable goals. And once you hit that goal, you set yourself another small goal just to make things achievable for yourself. So, if you set yourself a goal and you don't hit it, something that's a massive goal. I've done it myself, set myself a massive goal saying I'll be back at work in a certain time. And it gets you a little bit downhearted. So all I ever say to people is set yourself small goals and keep that sense of humour.
Absolutely. And I think for me, when I had my amputation, it was all about, steps to get yourself better and to get your life back on track and on all of those kind of things, really.
It's fine to have them bad days. Everybody in life, whether you're an amputee or normal, whatever is normal these days, a normal person, everyone has a bad day. So if them good days outweigh the bad days, then I just think it's not that bad.
Yeah. And Colin, obviously, I guess family mentoring must be hard on occasions. Can you kind of tell people about some of the challenges they may feel in doing this?
You can get some difficult come through, and it's just, doing your best of your ability to find out how we can help them, in what way we can help them, and just support them as well. Obviously, but we have backing as well, where we're supported as well, because some of these cases can be very draining and they take a lot of effect on yourself, So, we got support as well, which I think is vital.
Yeah. So, Rachel, our volunteer coordinators here. Rachel, could you tell me about how we support family mentors, please?
Yeah, so we have a wellbeing coordinator, and she offers online wellbeing sessions for all of our family mentors once a month. And she also offers one-to-one sessions whenever they need the support. So they can go to her if they need support via email or phone call, and she will offer that one-on-one session for them. So also, if there's any issues with the family mentors, then I'm here for them to come to by email or phone call, and I will talk through if they need to stop volunteering for a while, that's absolutely fine. We just talk through what their needs are and go on an individual basis.
Thanks, Rachel. So if someone was to want to volunteer to be a Steelbones member, what would you say to them, Wendy?
Absolutely do it. It is one of the most rewarding things ever.
Brilliant, thank you. And Danny and Colin, would you like to add anything to that?
It's just my point of view. It's just we want to make people's lives a lot better, and just because they've lost a limb, it's a very tragic experience, especially if you've like in your 30s, 40s, whatever, you've been used to having two legs all your life, and you've then had to go to losing a limb. Some people think that life's over, but it's not. It's not going to be something that's going to be fixed overnight, but it can be fixed, and you can have a good life as an amputee.
Brilliant, thank you. And we've talked a lot about monitors, but it's only one of the services that Steelbones do. Emma, would you like to just kind of briefly talk about how the community supports people?
Yeah, thank you so much, Gary. And it's just really powerful to hear from you volunteers, because you are the magic of what happens in Steelbones. The magic of what Steelbones can provide for the community doesn't actually cost a lot, but it does cost each volunteer a lot in sharing their lived experience. And I love that word privilege, Wendy. I think it's a real privilege for Steelbones to work with funders like the National Lottery to ensure that we can hook more amputees and help as many amputees as possible in hearing from that peer lived experience. The National Lottery obviously funds this programme, so massive thank you to everyone who plays the lottery, because that money helps us support amputees, but it funds and empowers amputees to help one another. And quite frankly, that's what the charity is all about. It's about connecting new amputees up with other amputees to ensure we all know that we aren't left alone, and also that we all get it together. So a number of other things that we do. We have a whole host of free events, activities, podcast channel, which you're listening to now. We have all sorts of social media channels, a careers progression program for anyone who would like support getting back into work or going back to work. We also have a school workshop program. We have children's books. Rachel is also our young people's coordinator for our Children in Need funded program to ensure that the youth have their voice empowered in this community, young carers as well as young amputees, and support packs that go out to every new amputee family. And I'm just trying to make sure I haven't missed anything else. A weekly online coffee catch up that Danny and Andy run. So even if you can't get to our events in person, there's an online solution for you. And obviously our phone line, which the guys have talked a lot about.
So we pretty much offer a full package to an amputee, no matter where they are in the kind of life after amputation. So I think, guys, you've given a brilliant overview of what a family mentor does and how we help people. If anyone would like to find out more about being a mentor, or even just talking about it to understand the role in more detail, please contact Rachel, the volunteer coordinator for Steelbones. That can be done via email at rachel@steelbone.co.uk, or you could give Rachel a call on either 01223 734 016 or 07309 740 824. I think we've heard today what a brilliant job that our mentors do for people that have joined Steelbones. It really does make a big difference both to the members' lives and to the mentors as well. It's a really fulfilling role. So if you would like to find out more, please get in touch. Many thanks. Emma, would you like to add a closing comment before we end?
Yeah, thank you, Gary. And big thank you to everyone for contributing today. Really powerful stuff. But just to say that volunteers are the lifeblood of Steelbones, to really reiterate that. We cannot help more amputees without more amputees and their family members helping this community grow. There are 14,000 new amputees each year. So whilst we are very proud of supporting almost 1,500 amputees, there is lots more work to do, and we would love to work with you to make sure every single amputee has what they need. So, yeah, please get in touch with Rachel. She's fabulous to speak to, very approachable, and she's really passionate about making sure it works for you as well as everyone involved, basically. So yeah, thank you. We are Steel Bones, a charity serving the limb difference community in the UK. Our mission is to empower amputees and their families to live life to the fullest. It is completely free to join us, and you can register at steelbone.co.uk at the big blue button, register at the bottom, and you can also ring us on 03333 606 930. We hope you enjoy listening to the podcast today, and we look forward to speaking to you soon.